This is the High School Crossfire. Welcome back.
Resolved, the government should increase funding for wildlife conservation efforts to protect endangered species. Now, the precurrent speaker comes here and tries to lie to us, telling us how they released 89 billion Ugandan shillings and does not even give us the source of information. But according to the national budget, 181 billion were released. Now, if even the 181 billion that were released were not enough, how can you convince us that you're saying that 89 billion that were released was enough? Now, we look at why we act, and then they come here and tell us that there is need to protect since the animals are important. In fact, they are actually supporting our case because we are telling them that there is need to protect since the animals are important. They come here and try to use intellectual escapism by talking about doctors and hospitals, and then they start telling us about how they actually increase the budget for the tourism sector. But in the current budget, only the agriculture sector was added 0.2 on its budget, but not the tourism sector. Now we are here saying that the tourism sector should be added money because...
POI?
Allowed?
Could you mind and give me an accountability of the money that's given to the tourism sector right now?
The money that is given to the tourism sector is used to treat the animals. It is used to make sure that the animals stay in the game parks. The money is used to make sure that the animals are well kept in the sectors and actually protected. Now, in tonight's debate, we look at projects that have been put on hold to actually protect the endangered species. They come and tell us about the rhinos that are currently 17 and how we are keeping them. But since there were 700 in the 1960s, don't you think that they are actually endangered? Now, they come here and don't even understand tonight's motion when they come and speak about the rhinos that are currently 17, but there were currently 700. Now, we tell them about the Ziwa Rhino project that was put on hold because it did not even have enough funds. But now they don't even understand that some of these projects have been put on hold because they lack funds. But instead, they come and tell us that the funds that we have are currently enough. Now, we tell them that the things that we are going to use this money to actually do, they asked us how much money we need to actually be able to fund the sector. We need as much money as the government can offer us. Now, we tell them that now they come and talk about wildlife in a way that they are only taking wildlife as animals, but wildlife includes more than just animals. It includes the forest, the habitats, and all those things. Now, in a way that we are going to protect the forest by actually carrying out afforestation, reforestation, we are going to make sure that everyone who's carrying out deforestation is being actually caught and taken to law. We are going to make sure that climate change is actually even effective. We are going to make sure that we enforce the laws against poaching so that the animals are actually protected. Now, our biggest thing here is that we have that the locals are actually being affected by these animals. Now, according to the Independent dated 18th April 2023 on April 8th, a stray juvenile lion that had spent days eating people's cows, sheep, and goats actually attacked a local. Now, this is why we need this money to actually compensate. For us, in order to put the past behind us, we need to make sure that we have a clean environment and that people are actually now able to be able to coexist with the animals. Now, you're not going to tell someone whose person was actually eaten that you want to be able to actually coexist with the animals, yet you have not actually compensated them. Imagine this person was the breadwinner for their family and their hands and thighs were actually ripped apart, says the Independent. Their hands and thighs were ripped apart, and you're telling them now, we are not going to add you any money, we are not going to compensate you in any way, we just want you to just coexist with the animals. Now, we are actually going to put up satellites to make sure that we monitor the animal movements. Now, all these things that we are talking about require money, require more money, because we are saying that with the little money we have been given, they come here and talk about corruption, but the corruption is not even there, because they said with the little money we have been proven effective in our need. But now they are saying that there is corruption from where? If the money is actually meeting its use and it's actually being used in an effective way. Now, we tell these people that for us to exist with the animals, to coexist with the animals, we have to make sure that we are actually ready to live with them. Now, that is why we are going to relocate the people. You're not going to just take the people away and take them to a foreign land. Now, by saying all of this, that is why we say that we should actually increase the money that is being used in the protection of endangered species. I rest my case.
Panel, the two sides. My name is Manje Charles, Kyambogo College School, the negative side. What is today's issue? Today's issue, is it increasing the funding for conservation of endangered species, or shouldn't we increase? As the team negative, we are coming and clearly saying that we shouldn't increase. Why? Because you are saying money is enough. Money is there. As the first negative said, they tell us, they fail to tell us. We ask them a question. We ask a question. How are they going to increase? If they are going to increase, from which amount to which amount? If they don't fail to present that, that means there's no way they're going to win this debate. The question is, what are you going to increase from what amount to which amount? So they come and tell us that they are going to take preventive measures of afforestation, relocating, resettling, but they don't tell us how. They don't tell us the source of finance. They don't tell us how they're going to do it. That means there is no way we're going to concede to this debate. If they don't present to that, there is no way the negative is going to concede that the affirmative are in win of this debate. They're also saying that one of way, and I want to make this clear, that the team negative, we are not against conservation of wildlife. We are saying it is fine. We should conserve, because we all know that Uganda is blessed with diverse of biodiversity, and we also consider the fact that tourism is one of the more major foreign exchange to the what? To the country. So we also consider that. That means it must be clear that we are not here against the conservation of endangered wildlife species.
Point of information.
But we are here about the increasing of the funding in the conservation of endangered wildlife species. They failed to present that. First,
point of information.
First, we are saying that we shouldn't increase. Why? The money is already there. We said that initially, if the budget was for tourism sector was 89 billion and it was increased to 220.3 billion, that means already increased. That means there is no way of going, there is no need of us increasing again. That means if at all we increase, we are going to go for opportunity cost. What do I mean here? That means there are other sectors in Uganda that need to be prioritized in order to do what? For us to increase these funds. That means at this case, wildlife is not a priority at this case. We're also saying that money is already increased, and we're also saying that the economy is already struggling. The economy is already grappling. We are budgets and deficit budgets. That means there is no way, if at all they told us the source of their funds, and now they are going to get it, that means there is no way going to proceed.
Point of information.
Yes, you may.
Do you know how much the tourism sector contributes to the economy?
We consider the fact that the tourism sector contributes much, but we are here. Should we increase or shouldn't we increase? For us, a team negative, we are here saying that we shouldn't increase because
point of information.
As we said, our plan is starting from now and forever, simply because we also consider the fact, and we all know that in any case of allocation of any funds, there's cases of misappropriation and mismanagement of these funds. That is the corruption we are bringing as a team negative.
This is the High School Crossfire. We'll be back in a minute.